Looking back at my childhood, I couldn't be any more grateful for my dad. I was a little boy running around doing everything that I could do, anything sports related. I was always outside playing with my friends, and I just couldn't wait until I got older. I grew up with my brother's footsteps and began playing baseball for as long as I can remember. I was a bat boy for my dad's team, which my brother played for, which was called the Blue Devils. I wore a jersey with the number 00, and it was still too big. I just knew one day that I was going to be a professional baseball player, and my best friend was going to be Chase Utley. What Chase meant to me. To start, Chase Utley, who is now 39 years old, has always been my favorite player in Major League Baseball. I've always relied on watching Chase Utley videos on how to hit and how to field ground balls. I wanted to do everything like he did. His routine before he stepped in the batter's box, how he carried himself on and off the field, and how determined he was to be the best baseball player he could possibly be. Chase has been a big part of my life ever since I was a little boy, and I still haven't met the man. Living about 30 minutes away from Philadelphia, playing second base, and loving the Phillies are all my reasons of why Chase Utley is my favorite player. I have played baseball all of my life, looking up to Chase and wondering if I could ever, one day, be like him. Chase played the game the right way. This means that Chase gave it his all on every single at-bat, every single pitch, and he's always worked hard no matter the circumstance. He's the first guy that comes onto a ballpark every day. If you walk in there and you want to go eat lunch with him, he's going to tell you to go take a hike. He's going to do his work. I love that part of him, said Charlie Manuel, the Phillies manager at the time, in 2009. I've always thought of myself as a very hard worker on and off the field. I've always showed up early to every practice to get extra work in, and I'm always the last one to leave. Chase was what I've always aspired to be, a hard-working second baseman for the Philadelphia Phillies. One day I hope to meet him and be able to tell him how much he meant to me and for the love of the game of baseball. Now looking at what Chase Utley has done on and off the field is truly inspiring. He played with the Phillies from his debut in 2003 to 2015. Chase Utley then signed to the Dodgers in 2015. Today, Chase is signed to a 2-year deal with the Dodgers for $2 million that lasts until 2019. Chase Utley's career accomplishments. He's a 6-time National League All-Star, a 4-time Silver Slugger Award winner. He has over 1,800 hits and still counting. He is 6th in Phillies franchise history in RBIs. He is 5th in Phillies history in doubles. He is 7th in Phillies history in extra base hits. He is 6th in Phillies history in runs scored. Chase is the all-time Phillies franchise leader in being hit by pitches. He hit 5 home runs during the 2009 World Series, and he was also a 2008 World Series champion. Chase had a tremendous career, but he could possibly be retiring soon. Recently, there has been a lot of talk about Chase and possibly entering the Hall of Fame. When speaking of the Hall of Fame, Utley said, "I mean, you hear it once in a while, but it's something that I don't really focus on much at all, to be honest with you," in an article in 2017. Focusing on the Hall of Fame has never truly been a concern for Utley, because he was just happy to play the game at the Major League level for such a long time. Soon enough, this long time is going to come to an end, and Utley has been in the league since 2003. He's been in the league since 2003, and it's been 15 years since he's been in the league as of today, and he still has one more year next year. This is why I am personally nervous about the ending of his career, because I will miss watching him play the game of baseball. He might be retiring soon, but there was a viral story about Utley and his involvement with the fans. In March, there has been a story developing in the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. 10 years ago today, Chase Utley met a young 9-year-old boy who had cancer. All the boy wanted was to meet his childhood hero, Chase Utley. Devin Smeltzer, the boy who was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 9. He was heartbroken, but he still had faith that he would recover. During his recovery, Utley helped the Smeltzer family at the St. Christopher Hospital as much as he could. Today, David Smeltzer is a 22-year-old who is signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers organization as a pitcher. Smeltzer speaks of Utley as a very, very humble, and he's definitely the most down-to-earth guy over there in the clubhouse for sure. I personally think Chase is extremely misunderstood because if you're not a Dodger or a Phillies fan, most people do not like Utley. He's an old school player who plays hard, and some of his slides people may question, but as a baseball player, I'm old school as well, Smeltzer said in an article in 2018. This story goes far beyond baseball for Smeltzer. David is now signed to the Dodgers organization that his childhood hero is playing for. The man that he met when he was 9 years old and diagnosed with cancer is now the man he has to have a conversation with about baseball because he has the opportunity to play for the same organization. For David, he believes that telling his story of meeting Chase when he was 9 has been getting better, but sometimes that has been hard to tell people because of how much this means to him. Cancer is a part of who I am, and the benefit of telling my story is keeping it together and is the best way to do it. I still get choked up sometimes, especially with my crazy experience. He was talking about the experience of meeting Chase Utley, and now, 10 years after meeting him in a Phillies uniform, he gets to experience life with him. Everyone has a purpose in life. This is who I'm meant to be. It's what I do. And I've been blessed with a great platform of baseball. I mean, if I'm not helping it or talking to the kids, what's the point? Smeltzer said in an article in 2018 as well. Smeltzer has used this platform of baseball to get his story out and begin to change lives through a campaign he created. David started changing lives through the Catch Cancer Looking Strikeout campaign. This campaign can pledge on a per strikeout basis in addition to a one-time donation where all proceeds go to Katie's Crusaders at St. Christopher's Hospital. Smeltzer has moved on from living in the present about himself. He believes that it is now time to live through others. David said, "My story isn't about me anymore. My story is about giving the hope to other people." Looking at the impact that David has made on people are all a tribute to what Chase Utley has done for them. Chase gave this 9-year-old boy the time of day to go and hang out with him at the hospital and meet him on the field, which led to the man that David is today. David mentions that every time he goes to see a picture of him at his house, Chase Utley is in his living room on the picture frame and has been hanging there forever. Appreciating the game. When looking at Justin St. Germain's Journal of a Fan's Notes, it shows that baseball is more than just baseball. St. Germain talks about baseball and what it means to him, and he asks to himself, "I also often find myself wondering these days, 30-odd years since my mother moved us away from Philadelphia, why I still root for Phillies teams." This is in one of his Fans Notes journals called Rooting for Laundry. For me, I have asked myself this ever since 2008 in the World Series team. I never really saw anything that I truly enjoyed watching after that season other than Chase Utley. It seemed as if not only his prime was coming to an end, but it was beginning a slow decline of becoming an older player. From 2008, the Philadelphia Phillies declined step by step by step by step, all the way to the worst record in the league. I asked myself, what was happening to the Phillies? No one really knew it, including Justin St. Germain. Although I might often ask myself this, and some questions about Philly managers and what they make, but recently they have been working out. The 76ers are now in playoffs, the Phillies have a promising start with a 16-10 record, and the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. This article was written in 2013, so I can understand where he's coming from, but being able to see how some of the decisions made have worked out is truly amazing. I wish that Justin St. Germain could write about this today with the Philly sports teams after we have won a Super Bowl, and winning is on the up and coming for Philadelphia. Conclusion. For Chase, he has touched many people's lives, including myself, Justin St. Germain, and most importantly, David Smeltzer. Every day we live our lives just expecting that the sun will go down and continue to come up, but we have a daily routine that we tend to follow, but we never really know what is going to happen in the next 24 hours. Looking at baseball as a game doesn't recollect with me anymore. Baseball has created a relationship with my dad that I wouldn't be able to have created without it. Baseball and Chase Utley have taught me to work harder than everyone else and stay determined even when times may be tough. David Smeltzer has taught me to work through pain even though there might not be a light at the end of the tunnel right now. Baseball and Chase Utley have been a huge part of my life, and they will be until the day that I die.